Wow. Look at you.
Wow.
Woo.
What? What?
Not
How?
we're not amazing, but we're getting there. We're getting there, little by
We're not
little. Do we see a difference? Anything? Do we
Oh
see
my
any
God.
differences?
Yeah, the midsection. Okay, here's the thing.
totally.
More tone, more
Oh yeah.
tone. Yeah, more tone. Look
Oh
at
yeah.
that. Oh my gosh.
And you're
I'm trying
Wow.
trying to lift. We still a little bit, but it's coming.
no,
I dropped
no.
since June. I was at 19% body fat. I'm at 17.4 today.
Yeah. You can see it.
Oh, I can
You
see
can
it.
see it
And
everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm I'm not tracking and I'm still drinking wine, but I'm doing all of the things that
Yeah,
you've
yeah,
helped me.
yeah,
Like water is my priority, steps are my priority, protein is priority at every meal. I woke
yeah,
up this morning, I was not hungry and I didn't eat. I still had classes and I waited
yeah,
3 hours. And then when I
yeah.
felt that trigger of that hunger, that's when I had my shake. I've
Mhm.
been my eating is pretty consistent through the days and through the weeks, but there's some days where it's like I only need 2 meals. And then
Exactly.
there's other days that I'm voracious because I've
Yeah,
been training harder and I
Yeah.
eat 3 or 4, but I'm not
perfect.
snacking. I'm still
Yeah.
putting
Oh, good.
every time I eat is a minimum
Yeah,
of 25 to 40 grams of protein, minimum.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I
yeah,
feel like I have
yeah,
so much positive out of everything
yeah,
that's happened. And
yeah,
while I'm still not where I want to be, my abs are coming back. It's going to take me a little bit of time. I've found more rhythm with my hormones.
yeah.
So I feel
That's
Yeah.
like
really good.
Wow. Wow. And look
you
at
can
you.
see a
Yeah.
difference for
Oh
Oh
real.
my
yeah.
gosh,
Oh my
come on.
gosh. Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay,
Oh
because some
yeah.
days I look at myself, I'm like, I'm still just like the same. Like,
No.
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 Remember, okay. So what was the reason that you reached out to us to begin with?
I succinctly, I needed help from an outside point of view to help me navigate what I was missing in my fitness approach. Having been in fitness for 20 years, I've understood the body and nutrition and training. But the
Yeah.
reason I reached out ultimately is after passing this 40-year-old threshold, doing all the right things that I've done that have worked in my 20s and 30s weren't working anymore. And I knew I needed professional, knowledgeable, educated influence and guidance with people I trusted. And I felt that with you all immediately. Um, I wanted somebody that could guide me in a way that I couldn't guide myself and
Mhm.
see things from an outside looking in that maybe I was blind to, like the
Oh.
crazy teaching, tiger chasing,
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah.
Yes.
Which I was for like years and it worked in my 20s and 30s, but it's been depleting my adrenals and my steady. I'm just yeah, it's that was ultimately why I came to you all. I needed guidance with addressing my 40-year-old body with a different hormonal situation and a different lifestyle and trying to figure out how to navigate what do my workouts and my nutrition and my recovery look like at 42 versus 32.
Okay. And so you knew there was something going on, but what was showing up day to day that was not in alignment with who you want to be? Like what was in the way? What signs, symptoms,
Yeah.
issues going on? They're like, there's something
Ex-
off. What was that? How was it showing up in your day to day before?
constant fatigue. Whether I slept or didn't, whether I had 10 hours or 5, I would just be fatigued throughout the day, like dragging with energy, lacking energy. And then a random appearance of like 5, 10 pound softness and weight gain around areas that I hadn't been dealing with before 39 years old. So my biggest frustrating symptom has been, belly fat and weight around my arms and back that I had just not really ever dealt with before. I trained women that dealt with it. I was like, oh, what's nothing? We got this. It's a totally different story when it's your own body. So it was symptoms of weight gain, of lethargy. Also feeling like no matter what I ate, I didn't have energy afterwards. I was more exhausted than anything. Waking up tired. And so those were big symptoms that I was really paying attention to. And I knew talking to a primary physician, they'd be like, this is hormones, this is normal, basically deal with it. And that's just BS. I know that that's not something you have to deal with, and there are natural and productive ways to fight and reverse those symptoms.
Okay, perfect. And so why did you pick us?
Well, without having any referrals from anyone about you all, I found you through Instagram. Obviously, being in the fitness realm, I follow a lot of fitness people, and your algorithm starts to pick up what you're paying. I was watching and reading a lot of stuff about perimenopause. It was like every time I opened my phone, is perimenopause, perimenopause, but addressing different ways to overcome that in your 40s and beyond. And so it was just divine. I think I found you, you populated on my page one day. So I started to go down your profile and reading and listening to your videos. But honestly, what's crazy is I've been following so many other people that offer similar services and coaching that I've been following for months and even years. And you were brand new in my feed. And there was just something that your energy, your approach, your direct delivery of information, it didn't have a bunch of fluff attached to it. It was sweet and honest, but it drew me in, and I just felt like listening to your stories at the grocery store and how to reverse, health issues with nutrition, and that the game changes after 40. That really just drew me in. And so I reached out to you on one of your posts and dropped one of the one-liners. And then from there, we were able to connect and have that first call. And honest to God, it was kind of like a prayer I just put out there. And I was like, God, put me with the right people, because I don't want to spend 6 months interviewing, contemplating back and forth, try me for a month. I wanted to go right in and figure out what was going on with my body. And after our first conversation and just the questions you asked and the way I felt that it was a share and tell, and there was just an honesty, and I just felt like everything was really authentic, and you also knew your shit. So I was like, this is it. That's why. And I love
Okay.
you all working as a team too. I think that brings another element with having a male and a female, and then to be in a partnership that you all are in, and also with your individual knowledge and expertise, and then together doing what you're doing. I just think it's powerful, it's empowering. And I felt safe with you guys. Like I could be fully myself, and
Mhm.
also, know that I could be direct, and you would be direct with me. That wasn't going to be, BS back and forth. We got right into it. So I liked you guys from day one.
Oh, wow, I love it. Okay, so then how did you find just the whole 90-day program, just going through it, just the process? How did that go for you? How did it feel?
It was great. It was up and down in the beginning. And I know that you all managed my emotions from time to time. And I know that I like to leave long podcasts and embellish all of the emotions I'm going through. It also came at a point in my life where I felt like I was at my lowest in my physical body. And it wasn't that I was unhappy or depressed. I'm living a beautiful life. I've had this new relationship in the last couple years. It was when I found you all, we're getting geared up for a huge trip to Europe, which I was so excited about. And that was the big like motivator, like how am I going to look in a bikini in Greece? Let's get down to business, because this June body is not working for me. And so the first 90 days, I would say that it was uncomfortable at times. It was a little bit of a roller coaster, and not anything to do with you all and your coaching. It was more getting through my thick head, like follow the process, trust the process. Let's start taming the tiger that is driving all of my craziness and not allowing my body to actually respond to what we're doing. So when we got a hold of that and I started to really breathe and slow down, those first 90 days not only helped me go internal and stop, instead of dwelling on the scale and my aesthetics, we really got into what's motivating my day, and what is the spirit within me, and how am I presenting myself to the world. And if I have to go inspire and motivate other people in fitness, I need to be grounded and calm and ready. And so what does that look like to get there? So those first 90 days was a roller coaster for me emotionally. I had days that I literally looked in the mirror and was like, I loathe what I see, but we're not going to speak that way anymore. I am on a journey. I am learning my body at 42 years old. I am learning how to navigate nutrition and exercise at this stage in my life. And instead of this being a negative thing, this is a beautiful opportunity to develop into the next phase of who I'm supposed to be. And as a woman, I'm just going to keep getting older, but how can I do that healthy, beautifully, powerfully, confidently? So those 90 days they were amazing. And that carried me into my trip away. And I was able to still, while we maybe weren't talking, I could still hear your coaching of calm state of readiness. Less is more sometimes. You don't need to go do 3 workouts on the beach, Siobhan. You can do this one 35-minute workout and then go live your life. So it's been a game changer for my mental psyche.
So you did touch upon it a number of times. I'm just going to see if there's anything more you want to add. What were the obstacles that you needed to, that you felt you need, well, we as a team had you overcome during the 90 days, the biggest obstacles?
Biggest obstacles, one would be not obsessing the physical body at the time while I was doing the work internally, waiting to see, it's kind of like the winter season. Everything's just kind of like underground and nothing's blooming, but like something's happening. But you have to keep feeding the soil and watering the ground and nurturing that environment. And then fast forward months later, flowers come, fruit comes. So I kind of feel like that's how my body was from, like March to July. And then suddenly it was like a switch. So I think an obstacle was overcoming mentally not going negative with myself. Like this may be what your body looks like today in the mirror, but that doesn't mean it's going to look the same way in 30, 60, 90 days. So that was one major obstacle. The other one, the harder one for me, was learning how to recover more than to work out. I've been being in fitness for 20 years, I'm just used to doing, and more. And as a fitness instructor, doing what I love, and it's easy to make more money, you teach more classes, you just physically, you never stop. And so it's like my body finally, it hit 40, 41, 42. It's like pump the brakes. You actually only need 2 to 4 solid lifts a week and really just steps and stretching. You don't need to do 10 HIIT classes, 7 cycling, 14, workouts. And so that was a big obstacle for me to overcome more mentally than anything. And also if you didn't notice, I'm use my hands, I'm active, I'm busy, I don't sit still. So it's easier for me to go do a workout than it is to recover. So it's been a huge mindset shift. And now it's crazy. Like I'll go 2, 3 days and just walk, get my steps in, get my mobility in. And then when I hit a workout, it's so focused. I feel strong. I feel solid. I feel like I'm giving it that 100%. And then my body is ready for that recovery for another 24 to 72 hours. So that's been a huge, I think those are the 2 main things.
Those are major
Those are
things.
big.
Okay. So the next thing is, what was your fatigue at before seeing us on a scale of 1 to 10? 1 being super tank, 10 being energizer bunny from the time that you wake up to the time you go to bed. That was before seeing us. What was it at then?
Yeah, I would say it's super tanked 1 to 4 on a regular basis. I mean, 1's a little dramatic. I was still teaching, functioning, getting up, doing things, but it just felt like I was moving through wet cement, and everything I did required exorbitant amount of effort and focus. So before meeting with you all and doing things on my own, I could adrenaline push through it. I could caffeinate and push through it. Terrible. But I would say, I was living probably on a steady 3 to 4, 3 to 5, maybe on a daily basis. And then especially
Yeah.
after our 3 months of our
Yeah.
focused first
Yeah.
90 days together, and then being in Europe, um, not every day is a 10 for sure. I still have aches and muscle pains and natural body exhaustion. But it's like a healthy exhaustion. And so I would say I'm living between that 5 and 9 now. And it's on the higher end for sure. I haven't had days in 4 to 5 months that have felt like below a 4. So the energy has doubled for sure. And I know that has everything to do with your coaching, with me applying it with the recovery and with the nutrition. It wasn't that I was eating bad before, it was that I wasn't sure how and when to pair and push. And the bigger piece too has been learning how to add the fat and the fiber with my protein. I think you can go in different directions and overdo one thinking it's good for you, all protein, but then if you're not getting the fat to absorb it and the fiber to help your digestive system, like you're just stuck again. And so it's been a powerful positive shift in all those areas.
Those are strong foundational principles you're learning as a woman over 40.
as a woman
Right?
over
For
40.
me, we can
So
do it, no problem, at not over 40. Okay, good. You really
yeah.
learn quickly. And then the next one was we talked about the belly fat and the puffiness and all that. So where was it before seeing us on a scale of one being, oh my gosh, I really don't like what I'm seeing in the mirror. I'm getting really depressed because what is this? I'm exercising so much. That's a 1. And I'm holding all this extra puffiness. What's that? A 10 is like you're totally shredded. So where were you at before seeing us on a scale of 1 to 10 in your mind?
I get -1. Definitely mentally at a 1 and a 2. I
Oh,
mean, I've always had love for my body and, tried to be that, especially in the business, being that voice of inspiration and self-love. And, we're not going to tear ourselves down. But when you're in that position and you are looked at and you are visible and you stand in front of groups of people and teach fitness and health, there is a little bit more of a pressure on your aesthetics and how you appear. And I also, call me vain, I want to look good and I want to look and feel good naked. And I think most of us want to look good in bathing suits and feel good naked. So I would say, prior to talking to you, especially that first call we had when I was stuck up in the middle of Indiana on a trip with my man visiting his family, and I was our first call, I was physically, mentally at my lowest when it came to my belly fat and feeling this puffy inflammation, distension. No matter what I ate well, didn't eat, didn't matter. It was just always there. And it was in my mind constantly. Like I was insecure about it, feeling like that's all that anyone saw when they looked at me, even if I could, like disguise it or hide it. So definitely at a 1 with belly fat and puffiness. And right now I'm not at a 10 because I'm not going to lie or be, overly embellished. I know that I'm right on track to the direction I want to go. And I feel really, really, really good in my body. I feel great in a bathing suit. I feel good naked. And I know that I can be at a 10, but I'm definitely at an 8 at this point.
wow.
I
From
would put
1 to
myself
8, are you
from
kidding
1
me?
to, I would say a 1 to 8. Yeah.
Did
Maybe
did
on,
I hear your, yeah,
period
what-
PMS days,
yeah,
6,
yeah,
7.
yeah.
But on a day-to-day basis, I mean, even just I didn't get on the scale for a couple days. Period was last week. I got on this morning, and from 2 weeks ago to today, I'm exactly at the 120 still, but my body fat dropped another 0.2%. So like when to full circle weight wise, I know that the scale is not our deciding factor. We look at inches, we look at the way clothing feel, the way you look in pictures, but the scale does measure stuff. And I have a scale that tells me my body fat, my water, my muscle mass. My highest, which I am even horrified to say out loud because at my 5'1" frame, I think I've never been over 130, but my highest I hit 132, and I know it had a lot to do with inflammation. Yeah, I do carry a good amount of muscle mass, but that was like 132 with a 19.5% body fat, and that was like horrific to me. And as of now, I'm sitting at 120, so that's a 12-pound difference, and I'm at 17.4% body fat, and that's like 1.5% plus.
Yeah.
And on the scale, my official muscle mass in pounds is 97 right now. I'm 97 pounds of muscle mass. So like I'll take these as wins. Am I exactly where I want to be? Not yet, but am I going in the right direction? Absolutely. And I know it's been extremely influenced by your all's coaching and what we've done together for the last few months.
That's really good how you shared that. The next thing is, how has your life changed now? Having all these wins, what does it look like? How has it changed like day to day now? What are the 3 things that you have now that you never had before?
Oh, I just, well, when you feel good, when you look good, you feel better. When you feel better, you look better. Everything works together. So like, yeah, I still have goals and I'm still working on a little more tone and definition in my abs. But I'd say the top 3 would be I'm waking up with more energy and motivation because I feel like I have a handle on what I'm doing instead of waking up and being like, I don't like my body. I'm already stressed and depressed. I'm already fatigued from trying to sleep and couldn't. I wake up with a different energy. Even if I'm tired or if I had a big day the day before, it's okay. But like I have the different mindset that's like, you're in the right direction. Even if you have a day that the pound goes up on the scale or down, or the period comes and you have a little bloating, it's part of your cycle, Siobhan. Ride the wave. I'm learning how to then take in more water, more fiber, more protein to combat that puffiness. I'm realizing that I don't have to do more workouts to combat that. It could actually just be more steps and maybe meditation and calming my body. So that's a win. I feel great in my clothes. I love the way my leggings are fitting now. I don't feel like I have a muffin top folding over that I have to keep tucking in that I felt like I did before. It's motivating because even in my classes, funny little side note, I've got amazing members, all different ages, 20 to 75. They've all been following me before I went to Greece, since I've been back to Greece, and they've all been like, since you've been back, who goes away on vacation, eats, drinks, hardly does anything, comes back stronger, fitter, healthier, happier? And so it's been obvious an opportunity for me to talk about you and refer, the coaching program and what it's done in my life. But also I've been able to just share my story honestly with people and saying, I'm learning my body at 40 versus 30, and workouts look a little different, and recovery and nutrition looks a little different. It's not an entire overhaul of your life as you know it, but there's some tweaks here and there that make a big difference in the long run. So those would be my wins. I'm feeling way stronger in my lifts. I'm picking up heavier weight. I'm squatting and deadlifting heavier weight. I'm finally getting back to doing pull-ups with my body weight, which I haven't done in a couple years. So those are all wins.
That's amazing. Okay. And you feel good and like naked. That's
Yeah.
important to be
Yeah.
like, listen, we're human. We're from nature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we should feel good in our skin.
We
What is
came in
that?
naked. We didn't
What
come in
happened?
clothing. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know. And for you to even say like that, sorry, doctors, but no, it's not, we're not going to accept all those things. No, we're here to, be who we're meant to be. Women
Yeah.
are strong, and strength is the new us.
Yes.
Okay. Long gone is the skinny fat. No, it's
No.
strong
Strong.
is the new 2026.
Yeah.
Women to
Strong
get
is sexy. Strong is healthy.
strong and
Strong is
sexy
fit.
internally and
Yes.
externally. And you're the
Yes.
example of that, honestly, for you to, because you have the voice and you have the experience. So what would you say to a woman who's over 40, who's starting to look at her body and she's told, oh, that's what happens when you're age, but she's going in her mind going, oh, is this how it's going to look for the next 50 years? I don't know. Like there must be something. What would you, and she's fatigued. She has older kids, so she has time for herself. She
Yeah.
has a career and a husband, and she also wants to have a social life, but she's so tired and unmotivated that she doesn't want to go out with her sweatpants because that's all she feels comfortable in. But yet she wants something more, like more than, all these big baggy clothes that she needs to wear. So what would you say to
Yeah.
this woman going,
Ah,
like, who
I
wants
would
to
say,
change,
oh my
but
God,
she's on
first
the
of all,
fence?
I already have these women telling me and saying these things to me. The average
Oh,
woman I'm working with in classes, and now I've already picked up a couple new clients that are in their 50s. They're already saying these things to me. Is this the body that I have to live in now? Like one day to the next, it just changed and I don't know how to fix it. And I'm stressed and I'm exhausted and I'm married and I have a job and I have children. And I would look at them and say, the answer is yes, you can change it. And yes, there are solutions to every single symptom and frustration that you're dealing with right now. I am perfect example. I am working with a small group of women 1 to 2 times a week at a studio. And the four of them are between the ages of 45 and 58. Okay. And they're fit, they're strong, they work out, but they're all dealing with menobelly, perimenopause, menopause symptoms, puffiness, inflammation, hot flashes, waking up in the night, sugar cravings, crash, you name it, all the stuff. And I have literally looked them straight in their eyes because they're like, is this it? Like this, I work out, I eat salad, I have yogurt. I'm like, first of all, let's have a longer conversation because you can't live on salad and yogurt. This is automatically something we need to talk about. But what I would tell that woman is you are not without hope. You are not alone. You and millions of other women over 40 are going through these exact physiological hormonal body changes. There is a solution for them that does not involve a primary doctor looking at you and telling you this is normal and just deal with it. You do not have to necessarily go onto RX or pharmaceutical drugs to combat it. Most of these issues, if not all of them, can be reversed and fixed with nutrition, with the proper supplementation, and with the proper exercise program in place. And if we can start focusing on your ability to build muscle and muscle mass in your body, muscle mass is the key to all of it, with helping build with proper protein, fiber, and fats, because that muscle is going to be what stabilizes your body. It's going to help balance your blood sugar. It's going to prevent osteoporosis and diabetes and all these other issues. So if we can address your internal system and we can get you strength training and lifting and doing the right types of workouts and calming down that fight or flight, adrenaline mode, running on cortisol, crashing, running on caffeine, crashing, there are answers to every single one of these issues. And I'm a testament of it already working. And maybe I'm on the younger end of 40s and not 50 and 60 yet, but my body dramatically changed from 39 to 40 and even more from 40 to 41. Started going in the opposite direction of anything I like and want to look at or see or be. And I've already been able to address it in a matter of 3 months to now 6 months. And I'm going in all the right directions of what I want to see from my body and my physical appearance and my internal health. It absolutely can work for you too. So I would tell any woman that's going through that, there are answers. You're not stuck. You're not alone. And we can reverse the weight gain and all of these symptoms that you're dealing with.
Yeah, and the key is to take action, not to sit with it. Okay, there
Oh
are
my
solutions.
God, that's why I changed. I took action.
Yeah.
I spent 3 months prior to finding you guys and setting up that call, just kind of wallowing in my misery and then like scrolling and being like, why does she look good? And I used to, and now I don't. And she's in perimenopause and she looks great. Like, and I scrolled and I scrolled and I scrolled and I looked and I watched all these people, but I realized just sitting on my ass, wishing I looked like I used to, or wishing I looked like the fitness person on the Instagram, wasn't going to get me answers or the results I wanted. I had to take action. I had to invest in myself. It doesn't
Mhm.
mean it's cheap and it doesn't mean it's easy, but it absolutely is worth it. And when you think about the amount of money you can throw down the toilet for fad diets, for Weight Watchers, for pills, for fat burners, for crash courses, for short-term personal training, you can spend so much money that will then find you 6 months, 3 years later in the exact same spot you were, if not worse, with way less money than you had, instead of just investing in a coach that's going to address your nutrition, your internal system, your body, the way it functions, its mechanics, taking in all things into consideration, your lifestyle, your age, your goals, what type of work, do you sit a lot? Do you stand a lot? All of that stuff is taken into account. And so if you can you have to take action. I took action. And the reason I've had the changes and the positive results is because I took action. I ripped the Band-Aid. I said yes. I committed. I put the investment into myself and my health, because you may invest one time and it helps you for the rest of your life, or you may invest and it's a game changer that then you realize this investment is worth continuing in. And this is a coach that I need with me for 2 to 3 years to help get me to that goal. We really do need that influence. So you got to take action.
You do need to take action, yeah. And then for perimenopause, this is actually your window of opportunity because you actually have estrogen in your favor. Whereas when you're in menopause, it can be a little bit more difficult, but still, we know the game changes, we know how to win. But if you're perimenopause, this is your window of opportunity. So if at any time, this is the time to take action. And when you see women like Siobhan, honestly, like, look at her energy, the way she looks. She's shining from the inside out. She took the action, even though she had the obstacles. She had to leave her ego at the door, which is one of the biggest obstacles sometimes for some people,
So
right?
hard. So
She
hard.
left it up. We're like, just leave it at, just trust, but keep chatting with us so that we can navigate you as you go. Don't worry, we got your back. We're not supposed to do this by ourselves, ladies. That's
No,
the hard way. And or
no.
like no, alone. Like if you're alone, that's the hardest thing. Reach out, find someone that's listening to you and hearing you
Listening
and
first
doesn't
and
do
foremost.
cookie cutter.
Yeah.
Cookie cutter is not working anymore. It's personalized nutrition, personalized exercise. You owe it to yourself. Look at all the people that you serve. Now it's time to serve you. And this is the
Yeah.
2026 is to get stronger and start serving yourself. And this is the message that Siobhan is sharing, we're sharing,
Yeah.
and jump on board because it's way more fun living this way than it is the other way.
Way more. And also to your point about doing it alone, that was the worst thing for me. I was kept trying for month after month to figure it out by myself because my ego
Yeah.
in the industry was for sure in the way, going, you're supposed to know, you're supposed to have the answers, Siobhan. People look to you. Now you look like a failure, like you're not authentic or validated in this if you don't know how to fix yourself. And so instead of, I could have I could have done this sooner with you all, but my ego and my stubbornness and my pride stood in my way a little bit longer. And instead, I was over here crying, wallowing, binging and starving and overworking out and trying to figure it out on my own in this state of just sadness spiraling down, making my partner crazy, who's
Mm,
also like, I love you. I'm crazy about you. You're beautiful to me, but you're acting like a psychopath. And if you're struggling with your body and your health and your hormones, get a coach. Even my
yeah.
partner was like, get a coach. Like a coach needs a coach. So that was hugely instrumental. And yeah, hindsight's 2020. Should I done this sooner? Yeah, maybe, or maybe not. It happened exactly when it was meant to happen, but I did make it happen because I took action. And I
Yeah,
would
see.
not be where I am today at the end of 2025, just having turned 42, feeling as good as I do now, had I not taken the action I had with you all before the summer. So it was, you gotta move on it.
So famous, so we have we're just gonna finish this up. Siobhan, you've been
Yeah,
amazing. Like everything you've shared. I'm sure a lot of women are recognizing that maybe that might be them as well. And they might started to get motivated, inspiring, listening to your story and your transformation and how, listen, there's always another level. It's like, but
always.
enjoy the journey all the way through. It's not like I'll be happy when. No,
Mhm.
it's forget, don't even put that in your vocabulary.
Yep.
No, you're happy now and you're
Yeah,
happy moving ahead with the
yeah,
strategy going to actually move the dial. That's the happiness, not happy when. Because when will happen, and then okay, what are you done now?
Yeah.
No.
I'm
Now
here.
what's the
When?
next
What next?
level? What's my
Yeah,
next level? There'll be another level. So we always are. I'm striving still. I have things I'm working on. Reese is working. That's what we're
yeah.
here for. That's what
Yeah.
makes life fun. And actually, that's how we're designed. We're designed to strive. Okay. So what would you say to as just the last few words? What else do you want to unpack and share to those that are watching? What would you like to say at the very end of this? Like
I would
what?
say the biggest that you're worth it. Like you're
Mm,
worth it. You We live our life in such a fast-paced society of instant everything, instant gratification, instant frustration. It's there's this disconnect oftentimes in our day to day that it's like, I just am going through the motions and doing the next thing and what's the next thing. And then you lose sight of who you are and what you're doing and why you're doing it. And so, yes, life gets hectic and we get on these courses of children and work and traffic and scheduling and people's demands. That's always going to be there. So if we know that life is going to always keep throwing stressors and changes and unforeseen things, right? What do we have control over? And I
mm,
figured out and learned that I have control over the things I choose to say yes to. And I do have control in saying no to some things. And sometimes you have to say no to stuff that may upset other people, but it's to benefit and protect your own health and your own well being. It doesn't mean that you become selfish and self centered and forget about the needs of people around you, but there's a healthy way to live your life, that you have boundaries in place, that your health and who you are as a person has to be a priority for you to do anything else in your life well and with love. So you're worth it. You only get one body on this earth. None of us are promised today or tomorrow. God forbid something happens and it's over. How did you live your life up until that point? And so you're worth it. You have one body, you have one opportunity in this life to live your healthiest, fullest, happiest. And we have the power to create that life. Oftentimes there's just so much negativity of like, well, this is the life that I was handed and nobody loved me and I didn't get that job and blah. And we can go down that negative Nancy road, but that isn't going to bring us to anything that we actually want in life. And we do have a power with our mental state, the way we speak about ourselves, the way we think about ourselves, and the words that come out of our mouth. We have power with our tongue. So if you can realize that you're worth it, women, ladies, all of us are worth it. You're worth being healthy. You're worth feeling beautiful. You're worth investing in yourself. And taking care of your body inside out is only going to make all the other things in your life work and feel a little bit better. When you feel good, you look good. When you look good, you move good, you talk good. It's a snowball effect. So I'd say if you're in this weird state in your life where you're like, I don't know what to do and which direction to go, move forward and invest in your own self, invest in your body, invest in your health. It will keep paying you back and it's just going to improve your state of living in every aspect. So go do it. Work with these people. Work with Reese and Michelle and their team. They've been amazing. So I'm thankful for where you all have helped me get. We're not done. I still want to go on the journey with you all in different ways over the coming months and years. Who knows? Like, but you've helped me learn to slow down, to take a breath, to fully inhale and exhale, and to realize like I'm valuable and I'm worth it. Whether I love the way my body looks right now or not, I am still worth it and I'm still beautiful. And it's not like I told you, I'm not where I want to be, but I love where I am. And now I'm just happily striving towards the next physical goal, the next weightlifting goal, the whatever it is. Next year back to Greece, I'm going to look even better in a bikini. Like
Yeah.
it's those motivating factors. So
Well, thank you so much for your time. You're an inspiration. All those women that are following you and part of your classes, part of your presence, you're the shining light. You're the lighthouse. People are drawn to you. I'm so grateful that we were able to, we're working together to, get you to your leader, getting you to that next leadership, because really between 40 and 50 is a different game. And you're learning the game, and now you
yeah,
can empower all these women going, no, it doesn't have to be that way. It could be this way. And you're definitely the leader. So thank you so much, Siobhan.
I appreciate you guys so much.
Hey,
Talk
bye, hon.
soon.
Yeah,
Bye.
talk
Okay.
soon.